Órale.
I got to take this got it sign that says got it. All right, here we go. Okay. Cuando veo estas caras oscuras quemadas por el sol, morenas como la tierra golpeada, aguantando gritos entre un siglo al otro, casi acabadas como almas viejas antes de cruzar, con una historia cruel, llena de conquistas y abuso, como una gente en el cuerpo herido de un niño huérfano antes de Dios, abandonado por un gobierno cruel y maldito, forzado a cruzar una cicatriz colonial, abandonado, escapando persecución política, escapando desesperación económica. When I see these dark faces burnt by the sun, purple, black like the beaten earth, and doing screams from one century to another, almost finished like old souls before crossing over, with a cruel history of conquest and abuse, like a people in the wounded body of an orphan child before God, abandoned by a criminal governance, forced to cross a colonial scar, una cicatriz colonial, mothers and children crossing, madres y niños cruzando por pan y sueños, crossing a colonial scar, cruzando una cicatriz colonial, cruzando, reclamando la tierra que nunca tenía fronteras, because the land never had any borders, crossing into supuestamente la fuente de la democracia, crossing supposedly into the beacon of democracy, only to be called criminals, only to be called illegal, only to be called aliens, only to be called criminal, illegal aliens. No human being is illegal. No human being is illegal. Ningún ser humano es ilegal. Ningún ser humano es ilegal. Ningún ser humano es ilegal. No human being is illegal. No tengo paciencia para gente sin conciencia. I've got no conscience now. I've got no patience now. I've got no patience now for people without consciousness. Green. I feel a little alien green, extraterrestrial green, my favorite Martian green, supposedly illegal to the green card, undocumented green, distrustful snake green, Otis Adela Session green, broccoli of the many meals we picked for you green, guacamole, you can't live without green, jalapeno, revolution, here we come green, green of your painful greenbacks that we earn with our green Venice Plus because of our resilient cactus green spirit that will boycott the Arizona venom green, inside a law that leaks the pus green of infected minds and polluted battery acid green souls. But I know not all you gringos hate like that green greed that exploits immigrant labor and our green alien vulnerability, as endangered as the swamp green of Louisiana, threatened by British Petroleum logo, green black oil spill, transforming the green blue waters of the Gulf into a Greenpeace emergency with their putrid lies that the oil has disappeared into the green ecosphere. ¡Ay, caramba! Así que venimos con las pilas puestas, cabrones. Y esto es un espacio experimental, sin fronteras, sin la pinche migra y sin esos pendejos supuestamente patriotas patrullando nuestros sueños con sus pesadillas de odio. There's no translation for that. And since the pilgrims arrived without papers, why were they not deported? With Columbus and his 3 ships, the Europeans are the first illegal aliens in hemispheric Americas. Take that to the bank, baby, darling, boo hoo you. Just a little something.
Wow. Fueguito.
Tú sabes, chico, hay que tirarle con fuego.
Ya tú sabes, papi.
Sabes, we can't mess around. How do you love the food and demonize the cooks? Come on now. How do you love the food and dehumanize the cooks? Because, you know, Gringolandia loves our food, but we're just part of the food court. How do you have so much Asian hate and you can't live without Chinese food, right? I think the revolution is going to start really with gringos when you take away their guacamole, their sushi, and their Chinese food. And for those people hating Arabs, no hummus, no falafels for you. Come on now. No tabbouleh.
No tabuli for you.
You know what I'm saying? Not falafel for you.
Yes. Ah, maestro, qué belleza. ¿Tiene otro excerpt?
Claro, tú sabes, tengo una cantidad. Let me see. What was it? Mira.
A ver.
Yo soy un inmigrante también con la piel de otra tierra lejana, de Sudamérica, del Ecuador, de Guayaquil, y yo crucé con mi madre por avión, escapando. Un padre malhechero, egoísta, abusivo, y por eso no había solución más que cruzar como migrante, que cruza, porque el sueño de cruzar siempre sabe más que tú. El inmigrante cruza por varias razones, por necesidad económica, por escapar, persecución política, porque el sueño de cruzar siempre sabe más que tú. The immigrant crosses for various reasons: to avoid political persecution, to escape economical despair, for religious and social freedoms, and because sometimes the border crosses you, because sometimes the dream of crossing knows more than you, porque a veces el sueño de cruzar sabe más que tú, because the dream of crossing knows more than you. I arrived in the United States at the tender age of 7 with my mother. She was brave enough to make the leap from Ecuador, South America, to New York City with hardly any words in English to negotiate our passage. A suitcase full of hope and her only child, myself. We arrived in Gringolandia, New York City. And I experienced the first time el choque cultural, because we entered to the port of Miami, and my full name of Jose Eduardo Torres-Tama was reduced to Jose Torres in the Southern vernacular. It was a butchering of a metaphoric umbilical cord connecting me to the ghost of all my dead relatives. It was a butchering of a metaphoric umbilical cord connecting me to the ghost of all my dead relatives. And I became a permanent resident alien with the name reduced to Jose Torres. Now, if you looked up Jose Torres in the New York phone book back then in the white pages, you would see hundreds of us connected because of a very common Spanish first name, and the last one just as popular, Jose Torres. You know, if you yell out Jose in a Latino barrio, half the neighborhood turns around. You yell out Maria, the other half turns around. So I became the permanent resident alien called Jose Torres. And then slowly, I began reclaiming my two last names, Torres-Tama. And I began signing in college my drawings, Jose Torres-Tama, or Jose Eduardo Torres-Tama, my full name. And my teachers thought there were two people in one seat, because they were gringos, and some jokes I do just for me. And I migrated to becoming an agent from Her Majesty's Secret Salsa Service, transporting subversive performance art across state lines and international waters. Because the dream knows more than you, porque el sueño. Yo digo el sueño. Yo digo el sueño. Yo digo el sueño sabe más que tú. I said the dream knows more. I said the dream knows more than you. Y aquí en Gringolandia, we have to reinvent ourselves every day, every hour, every second to reclaim what was ours in the first place. Because when our people are crossing that Rio Grande border, they're crossing back into Aztlán. If our Mexican people are crossing, they're crossing back into the mythic land of Aztlán. Google the Guadalupe-Hidalgo Treaty of 1848. Google the Guadalupe-Hidalgo Treaty of 1848, and you will discover that the northern territories of Mexico, from Texas to California, Oklahoma, Utah, Nevada, New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, were appropriated, stolen by Uncle Sam's hunger to manifest imperial destiny. And the rightful Mexican landowners became a subjugated underclass, foreigners in their own land. English, the first language, and Spanish was broken on the backs of every Mexican, Latin American child forbidden to speak it. Google it, because Latinos, we love to Google. I love to say Google. Google, 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 Google. In fact, if you look it up, Google is actually a Latin term. Actually, no, I'm going to break it down for you. Google's an old Aztec term. From the Aztec goddess, Google Quetzalcoatl, which means look shit up, essay, know your history in the United States of amnesia that seduces you to embrace forgetting. Tírale.
Fantástico, maestro. You got me.
Tú sabes, we already got to throw some comedy for them to swallow the hard pills.